Steve Smith.
Elvis said it best, a little less conversation, a little more action. Apparently our board isn't a big fan of his music. 3 years ago, the board added new members who promised sweeping reform and change. They came in and did just that. They took a wrecking ball to what we knew. Now, on a neutral level, it was impressive. Political candidates who actually delivered on campaign promises. They hired somebody aligned and agreed with their plans and went to work. Suddenly, we had restorative practices. We had Learning 2025. We couldn't get through a single meeting without hearing about diversity, equity, and inclusion. They even let special interest groups like STOP, the NAACP, and GEDE rewrite our student discipline plan and rubber stamped it for approval. After all that talk, there was action. But after the action, we need to look at the results of it. Closing gap CCRPI scores 23 points lower than the state average for high school. Discipline got so bad we had to have an emergency discipline task force to fix the things y'all broke. That should have been the end of it. Instead, we're wasting more money on more training and plan to re-release that hell on our students in fall of 2024. You wasted millions of dollars on kingmakers, equal opportunity schools, and other consultants. But somehow with a $3 billion budget, you were cutting hiring points for teachers because of your, quote, commitment to conservative financial management. Schools need teachers. They don't need therapists or Chromebooks for everybody or Learning 2025. Kids who are failing classes don't need excuses made for them as why, they just need instruction. Kids who are committing battery don't need to get to the deeper root issue, they need discipline. This district was successful before y'all got here. Rather than looking at areas that needed help and adding on to what already worked, you threw the baby out with the bathwater as well as common sense and logic. Don't believe me, look at South Gwinnett. They had 16 fights in one day, fires in the bathroom, AWOL students. They get a new principal who used to be a cop, and suddenly they have teachers in the hallways during class change, administration who's working at tables in the hallway. They're patrolling the campus. They're sending kids to tribunals. Why is this working? It's old-fashioned discipline. It's working so well, you guys are actually sending other principals to their school to figure out how to fix their own schools. What I don't understand is why we're so married to an ideology that you can't admit it was a mistake, or do you not have the skill set to fix the problems you've made? All these actions were supposedly put in place to fix disparity gaps in achievement and discipline for Black and Hispanic students, but those gaps have grown under your policies. I've asked for 2 years to establish a GCPS culture. Instead of focusing on everyone's differences, establish a single culture and expectations for students during our school day. Follow our rules. This is how we do it here. That would actually create an inclusive culture and a unified student body. We've tried it your way, it didn't work. Someone told me speaking tonight was a waste of time, but for the people at home, the next school board election is May 21st. Please vote for people who believe that mental health and upbringing are parental responsibilities, that discipline and structure are important, who can find ways to increase parental and community involvement, not just special interest groups. Give our teachers and kids what they deserve. They damn sure don't deserve any more of this.